Welcome back, Nick Lenz. This is Comic Corner, Classic / Non-Classic. This is episode number 1098, Doubleshot number 980. You're probably thinking, wait, I thought your next video was going to be Black Clover. Well, this was the actual one, basically. I almost forgot about this one. Yep, this one we're covering two DC trades. One that came out a few years ago. The other came out like a decade ago. Yeah, this first book is very well known for a lot of people, especially people who know me very well. And yeah, this is a book that pretty much was followed up with this man's run for Justice League a few years ago. This is Justice League of America, Power and Glory. Written and drawn by Bryan Hitch. Yes, this book. A lot of people are familiar with this book. Bryan Hitch was the only artist on here. We have Daniel Hockrick, Andrew Curry, Wade Von Grauberger, Tom Durant, and Scott Hanna. Of course, Bryan Hitch did the original cover art with Alex St. Clair, who was the colorist. Yep. Now, the thing with this particular trade. Now, this run was 10 issues long. But here's kind of the strange thing. Issue 5 is not here. You're probably thinking, wait, if this run was just 10 issues, why does it only collect 9 issues? Well, there's a reason for that, and I'll get to it. Okay. This run initially started back in 2015, wrapped up in 2016. It took over a year to release 10 freaking issues. The reason for this, and this is really stupid, this book suffered through heavy delays. Like, delays up the wazoo. As far as I know, Bryan Hitch himself has never came out and said what was the reason for this book's delays. It could have been him. Possibly. That could be the reason why this book was delayed. And also the fact that, here's kind of the interesting thing. There was solicits, basically, where this is going to go up to issue 13 and have an annual. Yes, a frickin' annual this one was going to have. And you're probably thinking, okay, if this is Justice League America and we have another Justice League book, why does it feature basically the original Jeff Johns lineup from 2011? The answer? Apparently Hitch liked this lineup so much, despite the fact at the time this came out, let's see, Hal Jordan had just came back to the team, and of course also the fact that the roster had significantly increased by adding Lex Luthor, the Shazam Captain Marvel, Captain Cold, and Power Ring by the time this book was released. Yes, 4 people have been added to the team at the time this book was released. Now, the placement of this book is quite confusing, to say the least. Some could say it's been implied this takes place during the 5-year time skip that was mentioned at the start of issue 7. Some say also it takes place immediately after the first Darkseid invasion. The actual answer is whatever time frame Bryan Hitch could think of. Yes, because okay, if it's set during, like, let's say before Throne of Atlantis, for example. Yeah, here's kind of the thing. Green Lantern was off the team at that point, and Superman and Wonder Woman were a freaking couple. Yes. Now you probably think, okay, why in the world? Okay, what's the story for this one? Okay, apparently, this basically is sort of a Superman story, where stuff related to his planet's past shows up. Namely, its religion. Row. Why? I have no idea. Well, now, the kind of strange thing is, why in the world did Bryan Hitch create this character, Row, and implying to be the same person who the Kryptonians worship for years? No idea why he created this character. And let's see, what else? Yeah, they also say, oh yeah, another name for Justice League America. Yeah, they throw it out there because it's the title of the book. Now, you're probably thinking by the way the title looks, why the heck is this called JLA Justice League of America? The answer? I have no idea, because a lot of the stuff in this book was never explained. Like the frickin' title, why the villain Row was created, the frickin' delays. I'm trying to think, what other thing about this book was never explained? Let's see. Nothing really much. Also, because it's a Brian Hitch book, because it's a Brian Hitch Justice League book, okay, Brian Hitch writing Justice League. What is missing from this book? Let me think. How about the Justice League Watchtower? No appearances by this damn thing. There's no exterior appearance, no interior appearance. The only location that's an actual headquarters per character that shows up in this storyline is just a Batcave in the Fortress of Solitude. Oh yeah, Lantha shows up here as well, but that's it. Now you're probably thinking, wait, didn't Brian Hitch do the same thing when he wrote the main Justice League book? Yes, he did. He did the same exact thing. If you read any issues he wrote for Justice League, there was one thing that I myself did not like about his particular run. There is no time spent in the headquarters. Like, if you read any other writer who wrote Justice League before and after Brian Hitch, this is one thing a lot of the writers did that a lot of people loved about these writers' runs. We actually spend time in their headquarters. Maybe have a meeting, basically maybe have some kind of conversation, something. Here, there's no mention of it. Like, you could say, oh yeah, maybe if this is at their time frame, maybe this is before they get their infamous Watchtower. It's possible. But here's kind of the thing. Where the heck are the Justice League freaking based? I get the fact, yes, they're a global team. How about, like, a place where they're actually based? Like, I don't know, the freaking Watchtower? Like, why can't this make an appearance in a Brian Hitch Justice League book? Yeah, if I'm a Hitch, I'm going to ask that question. Hitch, why the heck did you not allow the Justice League actually be in their freaking headquarters? Right? Any issue you wrote, I think maybe you did it once, like during your final arc, but a lot of the issues you wrote never featured the Watchtower. Never did. Yep, this book also involves time travel, and let's see, what else? It's mostly if you read this book, it's mostly a lot of character development for Superman. Well, the New 52 Superman, which that's what a lot of people tend to call him. I prefer to call him the post-Flashpoint Superman because this is after that reboot. I know a lot of people love the post-Crisis Superman. I like his stories too, but I'm not like fanboying out with the fact those stories is not canon. But though some stuff is implied to be canon nowadays, though I'm more of a Batman fan than I am a Superman fan. Batman, of course, I think Hitch writes him really well in here. And yeah, I would say that Hitch is good at a couple things. Developing characters and character interaction. Those are good. Plots of the stories are not very good. Yes. There's also apparently 2 rows in here. Why the heck there's 2 rows? And the fact when you finish reading the book, like, oh, is there more story here? Because it's implied by the end there's still more story to tell, but nope. We didn't, because Hitch basically was doing Justice League by the time this book finally freaking concluded. Yes, by the time the final issue came out, Hitch was already writing the main Justice League book. He pretty much just shoved this book to the side. Like, you know one thing that could have helped him get this book come out on time? How about, I don't know, how about not him do both the writing and artwork? Like, have Tony S. Daniel help him. I mean, yes, Tony S. Daniel did help him. He did basically draw the first 3 issues of the Justice League book. Then he left, though he did do the covers for a while. I have heard the reason why he left was because of scheduling issues. Yes, he had a scheduling issue. That was the reason why he left the book. Yeah. But this book basically is somewhat disappointment. Like, not much stuff is explained with this book. But I think of this book as okay. It's just okay. I mean, aside from being Justice League characters, because usually a story like this, a big epic scale, usually have guest stars by other characters. Well, aside from the main superheroes, let's say appearance by Lois, Jimmy, Perry, Alfred. I think that's it. I don't think there's any other characters related to like the rest of the characters. Like mostly just Batman and Superman supporting characters. But is there any supporting characters from Flash's book in this book? No. I don't think any of them do. Atlantis, not really, no. There's no appearance by Mira or any other characters. Oh yeah, in case you were wondering by the look of the costumes, yeah, these are the Jim Lee costumes. I gotta say, Hitch draws them really well. Yes, that's one thing you gotta admit about this artwork. He does draw the outfits that look really good on the characters. I mean, yes, the outfits themselves, some of whom got very mixed critical reception when they came out. Like, the one costume some people did not like very much was the Superman one. Yes, a lot of people didn't like the Superman one because of the stupid collar. Yes, Green Lantern had it too, and of course Flash had a chin strap on Cyborg. I would say the one character who basically benefited by the reboot of the New 52 was probably Batman and maybe Aquaman. Aquaman, the only addition they made his costume was a collar, but that was simply it. Because the story is just okay, but it does look really good. I'm giving this book a 8 out of 10. That's the best I can do for this book. Nothing gets Hitch, but the guy should have got a co-writer to do this because, like I said, he's good with character interactions. He's good at developing these characters, but developing an actual interesting story. And in case you're wondering, is there a follow-up to this one? Yes, it's called Timeless, the third story arc of the Justice League book by Brian Hitch. And yes, that book is in trade. I have reviewed it. Take a look at it. You have to look up. It's basically, I think I reviewed it a couple years ago. I think it was, but yeah, I finally have reviewed the final Brian Hitch Justice League book, and yeah, as of now, I'm done with Brian Hitch Justice League. Oh, before I move on to my next book, before you ask, where is issue 5? That is actually in the Martian Manhunter trades, the ones by Rob Williams, the one that lasted for 12 issues. Because this book was frequently delayed, DC got fed up. Was like, okay, your issue 5. Because you're taking so long in this book, we're taking an issue and promoting Martian Manhunter. Yeah, that's my personal theory. Because one person didn't really like the book very much because, I remember one review when the issue came out, he hated the book because the book had nothing to do with what was going on in this book at all. Yeah, I'm not going to say who it is, but my friend Tivy and Edgar know who I'm talking about. Yeah. If those two basically watch the video, if you're going to ask like who I'm talking about, I'll talk to you in the comments below about basically who commented on that. Alright, next up is something really cool. We have Justice Society of America. Thy Kingdom Come, Part 2. Collecting Justice Society of America, Volume 3, Issues 13 and 18, and the annual. One of 2 this volume released. Yeah, this volume released 2 frickin' annuals. Now, in case you're wondering, is Thy Kingdom a sequel to Kingdom Come? Yes, it is. Though it's not as popular as Kingdom Come, it's not very well talked about as Kingdom Come. This is part 2 of a 3-book story. Yep. Now, there are some things about this book. I should mention, though, yes, this is part of the Jeff Johns run for the book. A run that lasted for 26 issues, by the way. Yeah, he left the book at 26. Why he left at 26, I have no idea. We also have the annual in here, which the annual itself is mostly something that deals with the main storyline itself. But now you're probably thinking, okay, is that Alex Ross's artwork on the cover? And on the back cover? Why, yes, it is. Because Alex Ross co-wrote the story with Jeff Johns. You're probably thinking, why would he do that for? Because he drew the original story, Kingdom Come. A story that gets referenced a few times in the course of the story. And there's some interesting character developments in here. Like, they mentioned that Adam actually got his face messed up by Zoom. Yeah, the main villain of the story actually fixed his face. He also fixes Starman's his crazy mind. He fixed a few characters as well. I think the reason why that, and this is my personal theory, why Jeff Johns decided to change some things, like restore some stuff, like restore a character's face and his insanity, probably got some things he didn't like, or probably some that he didn't like that he did, or stuff other writers did. And it's mostly deals what happened in the previous one. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, you can tell that's Hal Jordan. We see Superman. We see Hawkman and Hawkgirl. We see the Alan Scott Green Lantern. Yeah, non-comic fans may not know who this guy is because, well, the guy only appeared once of the comics. Well, he did appear in the Brave and Bold TV show, and he also appeared in one episode of Smallville in the flashback. You're probably thinking, okay, wait a minute. Because we watched Crisis of Earths, isn't that the Kingdom Come Superman as with this book? Yes. Yes, it is. He briefly joined the JSA during his brief period of time. Yeah. Now, basically, this was the character of Mogog. Yeah, and fighting some other character. We also see appearance by Hercules. Yes, Hercules, the demigod son of Zeus. And yes, they reference what happened in the first issue of George Perez's Wonder Woman book. In case you're wondering, what the heck happened in that first issue? That was simply put the backstory for Wonder Woman post-crisis, where it was revealed that Hercules raped Wonder Woman's mother. I'm not kidding. That was something George Perez came up with. Yeah, Hercules, a rapist. Which, by the way, in case you're wondering, because like Marvel's got their own Hercules, did Wonder Woman confront that was her Hercules? Like, did she beat the crap out of Hercules? In this continuity, I don't know if he ever did or not, but she did try to fight the Marvel's Hercules. Like, hey, you're not the same Hercules who basically harmed my mother. Yep. So, we also have, and this is also a period of time when I think this is not long after that Jarek from Thunder, a character who made his first appearance in the pages of JSA, and the guy basically became the ward of Jay Garrick. Yeah, those know who this guy is. He's the second possessor of the Thunderbolt. Yeah, it's this weird thing that popped up back in the 40s. Yeah, this creature was also a fond member of the JSA because of Jenny Thunder. Yeah, because of saying words, say you. I mean, yeah. So Mogog fixes stuff. He also sends Power Girl to Earth 2. You're probably thinking, wait a minute. This is the 2000s. Earth 2 was gone. It was destroyed back in the 80s. Well, it's not the same one. Nope. This is an alternate Earth 2. The second Earth 2. Because you're probably thinking, wait, how many Earth 2s have there been in comic books? You have the original one. That was around up until 1986. You have the one that appears in here. And the, believe it or not, the Earth 2 comic book by James Robinson and Tom Taylor and Daniel Wayne and Dan Abnett. That's the third Earth 2. This is the second one. Made his first appearance in the first annual for Justice Society of America. How this came about in story is that Gog, that's this guy here on the cover, sent Power Girl to her. It's like, hey, I want to go home. It's like, and of course, Superman's like, nah. He talks to him like, nah, I'm not going to go home. Mostly it all deals with following up stuff from Kingdom Come. Like, basically, that the Kingdom Come Superman trying to find stuff happening in the regular DC universe, what happened at his Earth. You also have him basically meeting the regular Superman, New Earth Superman, the one that my friend TV loves this character. Yeah, he's been a big fanboy of this character since he was younger. He loves talking about this character, and this character is semi-canon to the current continuity because they kind of merged him with the post-Flash Superman, and kind of made it where their history is pretty much the same. Yeah, and of course, this is before Lois had a child. Yeah, Lois appears now with Jimmy. Yeah, and basically, someone's like, hey, why are you spying on my wife for? Now, unlike in Crisis on Earth, where you had the Supermen fight each other, no, that didn't happen here. They didn't fight, they just talked. They worked together for a while to take on Hercules. Yeah, and here's the thing. The old man Superman actually beats the crap out of Hercules, like, with no sweat at all. Now, Superman has had a humongous problem battling people who are magical based because of his weakness. And then you have Kingdom Come Superman's like, yeah, you're nothing to me. and then you have post-Crisis Superman's like, oh, you again. Yep. And then you have the other Mogog. This isn't the same one. Then they have another Mogog shows up later. Yeah. But they have the JSA part end. Now, what happened on Earth is that after Power got sent there, she meets up with the Huntress. And it's also revealed apparently in this timeline that Dick Grayson and Helena Wayne are actually a couple. which that's interesting, something that did not exist in the original continuity at all. And the fact that JSA is basically Justice Society International, because, well, Earth 2 didn't have a Justice League. Yeah. And everything is all hunky-dory until this Earth's Power Girl shows up. And I should point out, though, she's not wearing the post-Christ, the outfit that she's known for wearing over the years. Yeah, the one with the giant boob hole. Yeah, this is not that one. This is... Okay, this costume, I have to point out, though, is the costume she made her debut back in the 70s. That's not a joke. That seriously is true. Oh yeah, this is also the period of time when Cyclone, the daughter of Ma Henko, joined him. Plus, I love the way Huntress is drawn here, in this picture here, in this panel. She very much acts like her late father, the Earth 2 Batman. Let me show you what... Now, when they show Power Girl in here, this Earth's Power Girl, it's the original appearance of Power Girl from the 70s. Yep. If you ever read the All-Star Comics Volume 1 and 2, the one I collected in the 70s by Jerry Conway, this is the costume she wore, or if you ever saw the cover of the first miniseries Power Girl from the 80s, this is the costume she wore back then. Yeah, though I wasn't reading at the time because I wasn't alive at that point. But it's interesting we get a chance to see this costume. And comparing it to, let's say, the post-Flashpoint, the post-Crisis costume, there's not much difference between the two. I mean, I'd say the only difference is that, well, like, only the top half has been changed. I mean, they kind of slipped the cape over, like, they close up the collar. Yeah, I know the collar thing, basically we didn't like the collar very much, but... if you look very closely at the costume that Power Girl wears, it's very similar to her original attire, just with a slight alteration. Yep, and then of course she spends the next few pages battling her, and they have to go basically to the main Earth, and of course she has to go find her way back to New Earth, and she confronts a ultimate version of Mr. Terrific. Yeah. This book is utterly fantastic. I can't wait to get my hands there to parse this book. Also, if you want to reading about this book and you remember my reviews for JSA, you're probably thinking, wait. Now, in this book, we also see his parents with a Samuel. Like, wait a minute, what wasn't it Samuel Wesley Dodds? Yes, he was. He died in 2000. He got killed in a... Yeah, he died in a Secret Follows an Origin issue. Yeah, he got killed by James Robertson, the same issue, the debut of the new Hawk Girl, who was actually, believe it or not, the great niece of the original Hawk Girl. Oh, and here's something quite weird, though. Carter Hall, who was in the body of the alien Hawkman. And you know one thing, a lot of people probably... no one ever mentioned this to me, if anybody liked this or not. When Jeremy Palmer and Justin Gray wrote Hawkman, they actually had it where Hawkman and Hawker had sex. Well, panel, mind you. Basically, Hawkman... Carter Hall, even though he's a younger man's body, had sex with his wife's great niece. That's not a joke. Oh yeah, and here's kind of the thing. Basically, like, if you ever read Jeff Johns' run for Hawkman, it's like he really wanted to have sex with her so badly. He was lusting after her, like, the whole time. And then finally, when they're in space, then with the Rann-Thanagar War, that's when they finally have sex. Probably because of all the sexual tension that Hawkman basically has been building up for 2 years. Yeah. But in the case of this book overall, it is really good. I give this book roughly a 9.5 out of 10. I can't wait to get my hands on it in 2 parts. This book I found to be really good. Yeah, and also they have it where this book, in case you read, like, okay, who is this girl who claims to be the daughter of Black Lightning? This character She appears currently on the Black Lightning TV show. She's the daughter of the Black Lightning. She's referred to as simply Lightning. And we also have Stargirl here. Cyclone, who is the granddaughter of Ma Henkel. Beautiful woman. Surprisingly, despite the fact she's a smoking hot woman, Jeff Johns never got her a boyfriend in the book. I thought that was kind of weird. I mean, which guy could she hook up with? I mean, it was implied she could hook up with Mr. America. Which, here's kind of the strange thing. Her grandmother actually met the original Mr. America back in the 40s. Where this is actually explained in the Giant Side Justice Society of America book, which I highly recommend reading it, where she basically talks about the time she actually briefly met him, and she basically helped defend out a group of thugs. Like, and when they're finished, like, okay, I'm gonna call the police, and Ma Hinkle's like, I'm gonna go check my meatloaf. And like, yeah, both really good ideas. Check the meatloaf. So basically, Ma Hinkle took the time while she's cooking her meatloaf to beat the crap out of a bunch of goons. Yeah, that's Ma Hinkle for you, who also has to be the caretaker of the JSA Museum. And she's in this book as a supporting character. Plus, I love the character Cyclone. It's just too bad, though, this character disappeared. Yeah. And of course, yeah, she's one of those many missing characters. Still missing. No one has any idea what these characters... She's one of those characters, like, for a long time with Don and Troy and Wally West on that list, but they've since come back. Though, Tom King did something that a lot of people were not very popular with, what they did with Wally West. As for in the case of Donna Troy, she's doing pretty well, though she's not in the book right now because they canceled Titans. Yeah, but now what else to say about these two books? Yeah, my friend Timmy probably has something to say about Power and Glory, because he himself didn't like this book at all. My friend Edgar, I'm not sure how he felt about this book. I don't know if he ever read it or not. Now, my friend Timmy had. He didn't like this book at all. He thought this book was pretty bad. He probably can agree the artwork is actually pretty good for the book. And he'd probably be gushing at seeing this. Yeah, he'd probably thinking, oh yeah, the JSA. Awesome. Yeah. That's probably what he's going to say in the comments below for this video, okay? So yeah, that's it for the video. Next video is definitely Black Clover, okay? But it'll be up soon, okay? See you in the next video. Bye.